Here's a Super 8 movie film which I featured in my video about Legacy Box, showing what a poor job of a conversion they did of it. It was basically unwatchable, the footage they gave me. I'll show you some of that on the screen right now so you can see just how poor of a job they did at converting this film. After that video was uploaded, I got contacted by Brad Miller of Film Tech Cinema Systems in Richardson, Texas, and he offered to convert this film for me for free using his much higher quality equipment than what Legacy Box uses. He actually has equipment that can scan film at up to 6.5K, although that would be total overkill for Super 8 film. That will be more for 16 or 35mm movie film. This video is not necessarily meant to be just an ad for Brad's company, even though he did scan this film for me for free, which I'm thankful for. I'm sure there are many people and companies who can do an equally good job of scanning and color correcting movie film. Unfortunately, Legacy Box is not one of them, even though they've licensed the Kodak name and are now also doing business as Kodak Digitizing. So I sent him the film and also the same 8GB USB stick that Legacy Box gave me, and he scanned it at 1080p and 4K 2160p. And just for a comparison, the 640 by 480 video file that Legacy Box gave me of this film was 27 megabytes. The 1080p scan that Brad Miller gave me is 1 gigabyte, and the 4K scan is 3 gigabytes. So that just gives you a sample of the massive difference in quality between these scans. And he wrote a detailed write-up about the process of scanning this film and some of the anomalies of this film, because it's not a very good quality film. It's basically a copy of a copy, so there's some artifacts in this film that are not because of how it was scanned, it's just because how this film was made. So any visible artifacts, you can be sure, are on the film itself, not because of how it was scanned. And he also did some color correction, which I'm really surprised at how good it turned out, because I didn't think it would be possible to restore proper colors to a film that has faded to mostly red, like a lot of color film from the mid-20th century has become. Brad runs a YouTube channel called FT Depot, which I'll include a link to if you want to look at some of his videos. But here is his scan of Golden, California, a 1960s film sold by Universal Studios. So even if you're not interested in the technical aspects of Super 8 movie film, you can certainly enjoy this as a look back at California from the 1960s.